Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Peace. Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available Christmas 2024, the album. Dad. Shimmy, shimmy. AF. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Peace. How are you guys doing? Oh my God, I finally watched The Golden Wedding. Did you guys watch it? Oh my God, Gary Jerry married Teresa. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I thought at the very end, no true story, I thought Kathy, who said zip it, which they had Kathy, zip it Kathy, they had her as like one of the MCs for the wedding. She thought she was in it to win it. But anyway, I thought she was going to stand up and say, I object. I truly did. Okay, I was waiting for Kathy Zippet to object. But Kathy, she did a fantastic job as the MC. It was really fun to watch. I have to tell you guys. So, after watching one season of Bachelor in Paradise and knowing about Zach's season and Katie's season and all these people's season, and then watching The Golden Bachelor, okay, I have to tell you that watching The Golden Wedding and getting more excited that Brayden proposed to Christina than watching Gary Jerry and Teresa get married, and then crying when Susan, who is my favorite, okay, officiated the wedding of Gary Jerry and Teresa. I have to tell you, I'm like bawling my eyes out watching this, okay? And I'm like, you were somebody that could never get down with the Bachelor Nation. Like, you didn't even know it was called Bachelor Nation, okay? You couldn't care less. You never watched The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. My friend Tiny Jean has been asking me for years to watch The Bachelor and The Bachelorette with her. I'm like, Tiny Jean, I cannot get down with those shows, okay? But I'm like literally bawling my eyes out when Gary Jerry and Teresa exchanged vows and the whole 9 yards. I was so excited about it, all right? So, I think that I know a little bit too much, more than I need to know about Bachelor Nation. Okay, I have to make an admission. My name is Peter, and I'm a Bachelor Nation addict at this point. And I seriously am. Like, I cannot wait until the new Bachelor comes out. I think it comes out on the 22nd or the 28th of January. Oh my God. I cannot wait. I'm like obsessed. Speaking of television, I just want to say this, okay? I got a few comments, just a few, and I got some messages from people, some DMs, people, no, truly being very, very concerned about me. And they were like, Peter, I'm a little worried about you. It seems like you're really struggling with making videos and having your personal life and keeping up with your TV shows. I don't know why this is so ridiculous to me, but anyway, I'm going to address it anyway, because I did get a few people that reached out to me. So in my last video, I did this little, we'll call it as, this is going to be all TV references today, as Kristen refers to her career in season 5 of Vanderpump Rules as sketch comedy. So I did this little sketch comedy routine. No, I did not hold up a picture of Jack's penis like she did in her sketch comedy routine. I said that it was basically coming down to the wire where I was either going to have to like stop watching my shows or I was going to have to give up all 7 of my channels, and that I had made a decision that I was going to close down all 7 of my channels. And then I quickly said, because I knew, it's like whenever I do a rant video, there's always like those 1 or 2 people out there that are like, you're seriously upset about this. Like, you need to like maybe take some time offline and I'm like, it's a rant video. It's meant for humor. So I quickly turned around and I said, hey, like, I'm just joking. Like, I feel totally blessed that this is what I get to do. I love making videos every single day and things like that, right? And I still got messages from people and they're like, I couldn't really tell if you were joking or not, Peter, but like maybe like you need to take like a week off. And I'm like, what? What is going on with this world, okay? When you are concerned about the fact that somebody is watching too much television. So the funny thing about this is, if you watch my vlog, all right? And I do watch, hey, listen, I will admit it all day long. I watch way, way too much television, okay? In the last couple days, listen, I have caught up on, I've almost caught up on Life After Lockup. I'm totally caught up on 90 Day Fiancé. I even keep a list of all of my weekly shows that I watch, okay? So, like, for example, already this year, these are the shows that I have finished. So, I have a weekly TV list. Y'all want to know what I'm watching weekly right now? Okay. I'm watching Life After Lockup, Below Deck Mediterranean, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is the reunion now, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of Miami, 90 Day Fiancé, Dragula, which is going to be over this tonight, actually, Southern Hospitality. Oh, it's probably out already. Dragula would have come out at midnight. Oh my God, I could be watching it right now instead of making these videos. See? Southern Hospitality, which is, actually don't sleep on Southern Hospitality. It's pretty good. 1,000 Pound Sisters, which I live for, we're going to talk about in just a second. RuPaul's Drag Race, the new one. La Brea just came out with its 3rd and final season. Traitors, I'm watching. I've already watched the 3 episodes. It's fantastic. I'll probably do a video about that on my reality channel. I do have a channel talking about reality TV. And True Detective with Jodie Foster, the 4th season, which I've literally waited for 5 years for the new season to come out. Just came out. Oh, and by the way, I'm also watching Vanderpump Rules. Not only do I have a list of that, but I also have a list of my 2024, so every year I do like a list of my watch TV shows, and whenever I finish a show, I put it on here. So I already have a list of my 2024 watch TV shows. I've completed 5 TV shows so far this year. Ultimate Girls Trip Roni Legacy, Natalia Speaks, which we're going to talk about here in just a second, Canada's Drag Race Season 4, Vanderpump Rules Season 4, and The Golden Wedding, okay? So those are the shows that I finished already. Then I just made a list of all the shows that I want to binge watch once I finish Vanderpump Rules. Okay, so here are the shows I want to, well, okay, we can take Summer House and Winter House off because they just showed an episode of it on Vanderpump Rules, and I just don't think that those are the shows for me. I just don't think I can get down with that. Okay, Sister Wives, Southern Charm, the original Below Deck. I have a season and a half of Below Deck Mediterranean to finish. Below Deck Down Under, Below Deck Sailing, Below Deck Adventure, Real Housewives of Potomac. I've never watched, and I can't wait to watch it. Real Housewives of New Jersey, Real Housewives of Orange County. I'm going to go back and watch the seasons I've never watched. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I didn't watch the, very first seasons of that. Real Housewives of Atlanta. There's, 2 seasons I haven't watched. Married to Medicine, Selling Sunset, Love is Blind, and The Circle. So those are the shows that I'm going to go back and I'm going to binge watch. But I really have to be honest with you, I cannot wait to start binge watching Sister Wives. I cannot wait to start binge watching that. Okay, and speaking of television, I don't know if you caught this in my last video, but I'm a little hurt and a little upset. Now, she is one person that doesn't really understand my sense of humor, so I have to make this very, very clear. Amy, I'm totally joking, okay? So, Amy Slaton reached out to me. Amy Slaton Halterman reached out to me from 1,000 Pound Sisters, and okay, so if you don't know, years and years and years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, I used to do Amberlynn Reid videos, Amy Slaton videos, things like that. I think it was long before Chantal Foodie Beauty was even around. I did all these videos of Amberlynn Reid and things like that, right? Okay, so anyway, and I did videos of Amy Slaton, and Amberlynn Reid would get really pissed at me, and she'd say, I don't know why you always compare me to Amy Slaton. Everybody always compares me to Amy Slaton. Well, girl, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. And I've said this in many videos that I feel like Amy Slaton is the one that won, Amy Slaton and Tammy Slaton, because they got on this reality show, they improved their health, well, this season's tough for Amy. So, but anyway, Amy reached out to me. We've mended fences through the years and things like that, and I've always been supportive of her getting healthy and, really just enjoying her life as best as possible, and she knows that. So she reached out to me and she said, do you care? Which I think this is very respectful, right? She didn't have to do this. She said, do you care if I do a video flipping a fan and saying beast because you're, my favorite YouTuber? And I was like, oh no, I would, feel completely honored, right? I think she asked me years ago, and I was like, I don't know. That was, in the middle of, her getting into a lot of drama. And so, I was like, yeah, no, I would be completely honored. I am obsessed with 1,000 Pound Sisters. Obsessed, okay? That's another show. If you're not watching it, I don't understand why. It is so fantastic. In fact, my friend Nikki just finished Vanderpump Rules, and she's like, I don't know what to watch. And I said, you need to watch 1,000 Pound Sisters. And she goes, my mom told me the same thing. She's already on, the end of season 2, beginning of season 3, or something like that. Of course, I'm the only one that's obsessed with television, right? So anyway, so I've been waiting. So Amy Slaton, her son broke her fan. So she's like, well, I'm going to have to go to the Dollar Tree now and buy another fan. I was like, girl, listen, let me just send you a fan. That would mean a lot to me, right? And so she was like, okay. So, I sent her this fan, FedEx's fan overnight. This pink, it was my pink Beast fan, my very original first Alyssa Edwards Beast fan, okay? And so I sent it to her. No, I don't think it was the first one. I have 4 of them. I think it was the second one, because the first one I gave in a giveaway to Bunny, who watches a lot of my videos. So this was the second fan. And it was all the fringe was torn and stuff on it, and I gave it to her, right? Well, I've been waiting, and I've been waiting, and I've been waiting. She put it up in her curio cabinet, okay, for safekeeping. I've been waiting. I've been waiting, okay, for Amy Slaton to make this video. But let me tell you, something better happened this weekend, okay? And I'm not going to show you the front of it, but that is that I received a Christmas card from Amy Slaton Halterman, okay? I mean, like, this is the best right here, okay? So I'm not going to show you the picture because it is Amy and Tammy and her kids with Santa Claus, okay? And it says, joy, peace, and love, family, love, Amy, her sons, and Tammy, okay? Tammy looks, I mean, they all look fantastic, but Tammy looks incredible. Like, Tammy looks incredible, right? But then on the back, which is so interesting, and I love this because this is so old school, this is where it is so obvious that Amy and I are from very similar areas because I literally live like 2.5 hours from Amy Slaton. Okay, so she puts up here, is this just like a regular thing? This is how I grew up. My mom would always do this. So she puts the ages, but not just of her sons. She puts the ages of everybody on here. She puts Tammy's age, she puts Amy's age, she puts everybody's age, which I kind of live for, right? And then she says on here, okay, and the last part is the best, right? She says, thank you for being a ray of light in this dark world. Love you. Merry Christmas, Bish. Oh my God, I opened this card. I was like, I finally got Amy Slaton to say Bish to me. I am living so much. Okay. I'll like make a joke in a video about like pickles because they talk about pickles and Tammy's like, oh, Amy knows a pickle. And I'll like make a joke in a video and Amy like will text me and she'll be like, Tammy is the one that likes pickles, not me, LOL. So anyway, I just wanted to say that, first of all. Okay, I've got like, well, second of all, what was I going to say? Second of all, okay, I wanted to do this video about Natalia Grace, okay? So I watched the first season. I did a lot of research after that. I just got done watching the second season, which is called The Curious Case of Natalia Grace, Natalia Speaks, okay? I'm wondering when The Curious Case of Natalia Grace, Christine Barnett comes out and speaks. That's what I would like to know. But apparently Christine Barnett, who is the second out of 3 adoptive mothers of Natalia Grace, is going to ever speak. She apparently put out some Facebook posts, which I have saved, thanks to Dustin Daly. So I have that saved. I want to do a whole video about it, okay? Because I have a little bit of a different perspective, having watched the whole show, just to give you kind of a highlight of what I'm going to be talking about. It's interesting to me that a lot of these people's opinions, okay, like Michael, her adoptive father, comparing his abuse of Christine withholding sex to her allegations of SA and things like that. And then the attorney basically blaming, Michael's attorney basically, allegedly, blaming some things on Natalia Grace, when Natalia at the beginning of the show goes in and she shows that, like, through, like, blood tests, through this, like, laboratory, that this is what they specialize in. She goes to doctors, she goes to dentists that say, oh no, we, like, years ago told you what your age was, and your age was between 7 and 9. So at the time that all these people want to blame Natalia Grace, she was legitimately between the ages of 7 and 9, okay? But what's interesting is she is not now. I think she's like 22 now, right? 22, between 22 and 24. Like, she'll never know, like, her exact age. And so, like, I watched the whole thing. In the last 30 seconds, they drop a bombshell. Now, I'm going to be making this video, and it's going to be, it's not going to be spoiler-free. Like, I'm going to be talking about it. So, if you want to watch the show before I make that video, I'm probably making the video tomorrow. But in the last 30 seconds of the show, they drop this bombshell, okay? That her new adoptive family, the Manns, they call, not the Monns like me, but the Manns, okay? They call production to say something about Natalia Grace. What's interesting when you watch this show, and you have all these experts, right? Like, you have lawyers, you have doctors, you have all these people, okay? A very small piece comes out, and towards the end, and what it is that Natalia Grace has this diagnosis of RAD, okay? Which is an attachment disorder. And what's interesting about this is that it is typically in a lot of people that have either been in the foster care system, have been adopted, and things like that. It's a very real disorder. I actually have a few friends of mine that have lived with this disorder for a very long time. It's very disruptive to people's lives, okay? And I'm going to talk more about it in this video that I do. But what's interesting to me, and it's not an excuse for anything, right? But that all these people are treating what happened with Natalia Grace, like indirectly blaming her for what happened, when she was literally a child at that point, okay? The other thing that's interesting to me is that RAD is a disorder that you carry over into adulthood as well, right? And that they just expect that at like 18 years she's going to be like cleaned up and she's going to just like have fixed everything and, you know, whatever. And that like they just expect her because she's in a different adoptive home now that everything's going to be, you know, like, I don't know, like rainbows and unicorns, everything's going to be perfect, and that's not the case. So I want to have a discussion about that disorder as well as how it plays out, and because I felt like they paid very little attention to it. They kind of threw it out there and then they just like went away with it, right? And I think it's actually a huge factor into this whole story of what's going on. The third interesting fact to me is, and we're going to talk about her here today, is the fact that Gypsy Rose Blanchard is getting so much attention for getting out of prison and is literally getting like huge social media platforms, being on talk shows, coming out with a book, things like that. And I'm very confused about this whole thing, okay? It's very confusing to me, this whole like stardom that she's getting over it. And I kind of beat around the bush when I talked about it last time, because to be honest with you, the general consensus was like, congratulations, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And part of it is because a lot of celebrities are really singing her praises. Jeffree Star is like in TikTok lives. He's back on TikTok Live. You guys, TikTok Live back. So, and he's saying things like, I'm so happy that you're out of prison and blah, 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 whatever. So I've got some thoughts about that today, okay? But before I get into that, so yes, TV is taking over my life. Oh, this is what I was going to say. If you watch my vlog, you'll know this. That years ago, I would talk about how my husband, like on a Sunday or a Saturday, he would literally lay in this bed, okay, and watch like 8 to 10 episodes of a TV show, of like some series that just come out, like he loves The Crown and things like that, right? And so I was so jealous because I could literally sit through one show, maybe, and I could binge watch it. I think a lot of you guys know that I have attention issues. I really struggle with just sitting in one place for a long period of time. I'm also a big believer in self-care, and so for me to light a bunch of candles in the house and to, you know, sit there and watch my, you know, iPad of my shows, and to be able to like just sit there and have a cup of coffee or a Diet Coke or a glass of water and whatever is very relaxing to me. It's a huge part of my self-care. And I think it's interesting that because I make a joke about it in a video, a lot of people take issue with it, or they think, or not a lot of people, but a few people take issue with it, and they think it's like this serious issue. I'm actually, and I know this is going to sound corny to a lot of people, but on a very low level, that's a success for me that I can actually sit in a chair, because I am somebody that, if you watch my videos, I think we know this, right? I am so like off on tangents, rattled all the time. That doesn't just extend to YouTube, okay? That's in my personal life as well, where I literally cannot sit down and work at the computer unless every surface around me is clean. I've talked a lot about my OCD. I've talked a lot about working on other issues in my life. And so for me to be able to sit for hours on end and binge watch a show is actually a success for me. It's something that I really enjoy, and I just want to say to anybody out there, right? Like, find something that you love and try to give it as much attention as you can. Even if it's just like, I'm listening to audiobooks, reading, you know, graphic novels, you know, cleaning my house, doing all this kind of stuff. Like, I'm keeping up with keeping up, right? But I'm so proud of the fact that I can actually sit and watch a TV show, because a few years ago, I couldn't even get through one TV show, let alone two, you know? And so I know that sounds corny, because we live in a world where everybody binge watches TV shows. You know, most of my friends are like, oh, I just finished this or I just finished that, you know? But for me, it's something that I was never able to do. And actually on vlogs, I would say I was jealous of my husband that he could just lay in bed and just be so relaxed and just so present in the moment. And that's actually something that I'm really working on in 2024 is my #1 goal going into 2024. I don't really believe in resolutions. Go over and watch my Peterisms video. I did a whole video about that. My goal for 2024 is to live in the moment and stay present and just enjoy each moment that I'm given. And for me, being able to sit and watch a TV show and get so into that world is something that I really, really enjoy. Which is why I started my new channel, my 7th channel, Peter's Reality TV Recaps and Opinions, because I'm obsessed with reality TV. And I don't think that's anything to be embarrassed or ashamed of, you know? So anyway, and so many of you have reached out and told me like shows you think I should watch and things that I would love to watch, and I take your advice on that. So I just want to say I appreciate the support. The other thing, I know, one other thing I wanted to say was that I've taken a couple days off, and I got actually a couple messages about this too. People are like, I'm really concerned about you. Are you okay? Listen, Linda. Did Linda ever listen? Listen, Linda. Okay, January is really slow. It always is every year, okay? Number one, there's not a lot of like drama popping off, okay? Number two, it's just slow. I don't know what it is, if it's people getting back to school, going back to college, if it's people getting back to their jobs after the holidays. It's just, typically views are down. People don't watch a lot of videos and things like that during January. February, towards the end of January and the beginning of February, it starts to pick up, right? So, I came back from vacation. I was very, very tired coming back from vacation. And I kind of had this whole like thought, and I was like, I'm going to take a couple days off. I'm going to take a couple days off there. You know, it's interesting, I think, because I post almost every single day, that if I take like a day off, God forbid too, if I took 2 days off, you know, like, which I just did. I took 3 days off actually. But if I take like a day off, like there's a lot of people that are like, are you seriously not going to post today? Which means the world to me. I mean, and honest to God, it means the world to me, right? That there are so many people out there that want to watch my videos. And if I take a day off, they're like, oh, I guess I have to go watch, you know, one of your older videos or whatever. Like, that is the coolest thing to me. I never thought, you know, one of the reasons why I have posted every day for a long time was because I watched this video with Casey Neistat years ago, like I think before I even started on YouTube. And he said, if you want to be successful at YouTube, or you want to be successful at something that you love, do it every single day. And so if you want to be successful on YouTube, post a video every single day. And that was kind of how I started that. That's why I tell other people, when people reach out to me and they're like, you know, like, how do you want to be successful on YouTube? I'm like, post a video every single day. Start doing what you love every single day. And that's why I always did it, right? But there are weeks on end where I film 7 days a week. I film on Sundays and Saturdays when my husband's home. I don't take any days off or anything like that, right? And so I really consciously thought about it. And I was like, if I'm going to take some days off, I should take some days off in January, because stuff's going to heat up as the year goes on. There's not really a lot going on right now. So I'm going to take a couple days off. I should do it in January, you know? And it's freezing cold out here. To be honest with you, I'd rather just, you know, sit and make a video or two and then just like keep warm and take a little nap with my Boo Radley. You know what I'm saying? My dog. So anyway, I decided that I was going to take Saturday and Sunday off, because I was like, I just think I want to relax. And I mean, it was so unbelievable when I announced it on my vlog and stuff. So many people were so supportive, and they were like, you know, like, you need to take the time, be relaxed, whatever. And I am so thankful for that, that there are so many people out there that are just like, I mean, I got people that are like, take every weekend off. You should take every weekend off if you want to, you know? But I got a few people that, when I took yesterday off, were like I got some DMs from people, you know, the haters, and they were like, yeah, I knew you were going to take another day off. Are you going to take another day off tomorrow? And things like that, right? So here's the story. I'll accept your apology in the comment section below. I had every intention of making videos yesterday, all right? It is like below freezing temperatures. And in fact, today, schools in Indianapolis had a 2-hour delay. Fact check that if you want. And last night, it was like bitter, bitter cold, okay? We actually got a little bit of snow last night and things like that, and it's been very, very cold. So, I don't really live in the real world anymore. I live in the world of YouTube and inside this house, okay? So, we have marriage counseling. We usually have it on Monday nights at 6 p.m. And our therapist reached out to us yesterday and asked us if we wanted to cancel our appointment, because he was having a lot of cancellations due to the cold. A lot of people were canceling because it was so cold and things like that, right? So anyway, my husband and I were texting, and Alex is like, hey, I can leave early. I usually take an Uber to it. He was like, do you want to do 5 instead of 6? And then I can come pick you up, and then we can get something to eat on the way home. And I was like, yeah, that's perfect. So to do that, for Alex to be here at 4 for us to leave, I would have had to start getting ready at like 2:30 or 3, right? Well, I don't get up that early. So I did a face mask. I changed the sheets. I changed the bedding. I did like a little spa day, listened to some music. It was very, very nice. It was very relaxing. But I only had like an hour or two, like where after getting stuff straightened around the house, when we finally found this out, that I was going to be able to film videos. And I wasn't going to rush and do all that yesterday. I was like, you know what? So this happened. So I put out this message, and I was like, due to a change in a schedule and of appointment. And then everybody was like, oh my God, I hope your doctor's appointment goes well. I was like, okay. People like call me the biggest liar in the world. I'm literally like, I was just talking to my friend Nikki the other day, and she's like, if people knew like how boring you are, who else was I talking to? Oh, Dustin Daly was like, literally you live one of the most boring lives I've ever known. Somebody else was saying that to me the other day, another YouTuber, and I was like, I know, like people think like I'm like this conniving behind the scenes, stirring up this. My life is so boring, you guys. Okay, this is the most exciting part of my day. Well, and Vanderpump Rules, I have to say that, right? And so I was like, thinking like, what should I put out? Because this is like my third day, I'm gonna take it off. Should I just put like, I'm gonna take another day to rest? And I was like, no, I'm just gonna put it out. What happened? Due to a schedule appointment change, I'm taking today off. I literally got messages from people that were like, you're lying. So I tell the truth and I'm lying. What is it? What is it? Tell me what to do. Tell me what you want me to do, okay? And I will do it. You know, I mean, like, my life is so boring, and I literally put out, you can go look on Twitter, you can go look in the Vloggerinas group, you can go look on my this channel and on my vlog channel. I literally put out, I was putting a schedule change, and I got, like, a couple comments from some people. Some people, I realized very quickly were haters, and I blocked them. And then, because they've left numerous comments on my videos. And then I got a couple DMs from people that were like, you're taking another day off, and you're blaming it on a schedule change. And I'm like... Okay, so apparently you live in some world where real things don't happen and you have schedule changes. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so anyway, but in between all of that happening, I have to tell you that I bought these gorgeous sheets, okay, off of Amazon, all right? Now, people keep on asking me what these sheets are, what the old sheets were, so they want to buy them on Amazon. If you want me to link them, I will link them. If I do it, I'm going to do it an affiliate, a link, and I will disclose appropriately, okay? Because I've had it with these sheets. I was so excited. Now, if you don't know, which you don't know is a lot, I bought those original sheets, those Christmas sheets, okay? I got another pair of Christmas sheets. I got red pair, and I also got red plaid that match our comforter. But I done changed the comforter. Now our comforter is this, blue, right? It's more of like a duvet cover. But anyway, so I bought these sheets. You can see they have like pine trees on them and things like that, right? See the pine trees? And when you look at it online, it looked like it was just pine trees. And I thought, oh, they're like this charcoal gray pine trees. I love that, right? Okay. We've already gone through Moosegate. I have had it with Moosegate, okay? I'm going to have to get out a gray hoodie apology video, okay? And apologize for Moosegate. If you don't know what Moosegate was that I held up this pillowcase from my old sheets, okay? And I said that this moose was a deer, because I thought it was, okay? I was wrong. All I had to do was go look on the sheets, and it said the print was called Checkered Moose, okay? But no, 3 videos later of me complaining that I was confused and all this kind of stuff, okay? So then I put these sheets on the bed yesterday, right? I was so excited because it's like they got little cabins on here and stuff like that. I put these sheets on. Boo Radley's on the bed, and I'm looking around and I'm walking around and I'm like, fuck me. Are you kidding me? Are you? These are completely different sheets, different brand, everything, okay? Do you see this? Now, I know now, that is a fucking moose, okay? I know now, that is a moose for days, okay? But even to make it worse, this is a deer, okay? This is a deer. Now, some of you, so I guess Moosegate 2024 is still going on, but then some of you, I put it up on the Instagram, and then some of you were like, okay, that's a deer. Oh my God, that's a deer. That's a deer, that's a deer, right? But then some people try to get cute, and they're like, that's a deer, not a reindeer. Because in my video, I think I referenced a reindeer, okay? I don't know what y'all are trying to do, and this is where I guess I have to preface for the most serious people out there that left their humor in 1984 that this is kind of a joke, okay? But I don't know if y'all are trying to fuck with me or what you're trying to do, okay? Because some of you are saying that it's an elk, not a moose, and that moose are actually part of the deer family and elk are definitely part of the deer family, but then you're now saying that it's a deer, not a reindeer, okay? Now, if you want to know what I thought the difference between a reindeer and a deer was, I thought the reindeer were the ones that work for Santa Claus, okay? That's what I thought all day long. I thought the reindeer that were the ones that, you know, Rudolph and all that, and Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen and all that. I thought them were the reindeer, okay? I thought those were the only reindeer on the face of the earth, okay? Those reindeer. I didn't know that there was, like, some huge difference between reindeer. So let me tell you what y'all had me doing on my day off yesterday, okay? On my day off, y'all had me looking up this shit, okay? Hold on a second. Here it is, right here. I mean, this is ridiculous. Okay. Reindeer are a specific type of deer adapted to cold environments and known for their annual migrations, while deer is a more general term. Okay, so I guess I could say deer to all of it. Reindeer have more prominent and denser antlers than deers. Okay, it's a pillowcase. It's a pillowcase, okay? I am not looking, I don't know what looks dense or doesn't dense, okay? I'm looking at, this looks like a skinny moose to me, okay? So from now on, a deer, by the definition of Peter Monn, is a skinny moose. Deer, what's the difference? A reindeer is one of many types of deer, okay? So I could say reindeer if I want, I guess. I don't know. Deer are ruminants, especially smaller ones, with the males usually having seasonal antlers. You don't know what season it is on this pillowcase. You have no idea. You think it's winter, but it might not be. It might be full on summer. Reindeer are also referred to as caribou. Now, it's even more confusing, okay? So we got caribou in this mix now. When not domesticated, only live in far northern and Arctic regions. So do we know that this is not a far Arctic northern region? Do y'all know that from a pillowcase? Do y'all go up and look at my pillowcases on the Amazon? It says in Florida, South Florida or something like that. Okay. Males of almost all deer species grow antlers used to battle for females, but reindeer are the only species in which the females... My camera stopped right at about the point where I lost my last brain cell. Okay. But reindeer are the only species in which the females also grow antlers. Now I'm very confused. How to tell the difference between a reindeer and a deer? One of the easiest ways to distinguish reindeer from deer and males from females is the presence of antlers. Okay. I mean, it even had a question on there. Is Bambi a deer or a reindeer? Okay. You can Google search that. I already know. But I just tell you, I am so confused about the world of reindeer, deer, elk, caribou, and moose. And to be really honest with you, okay, just like the divorce of the Ace family, I could really give a fuck. Okay, I really could, in all honesty. I've done 3 swears. I've been trying to be so good in 2024. Have I done 4 swears? Probably 5. But no, truly, I don't care about the Ace family at all. He came out, well, okay, so I have a list of all these drama videos. I keep lists of everything, you know. So anyway, I have a list of drama videos. Amy Slaton, Christmas card, was better than the fan. I can erase that. Natalia Grace, Shane versus Colleen, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, people are changing their opinions on her, and the Ace family is turning their channel over to their kids. Okay, so we're going to talk about Gypsy Rose Blanchard now. So I did this video talking about Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and she was out, and blah, 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 whatever, okay? Now, I even said in the video, can you all tell I'm trying to, like, beat around the bush? I was walking on eggshells in that video. Truly, I was. Because I think the weirdest thing in the entire world has happened. And that is that Gypsy Rose Blanchard, now the entire... Well, not now. Now the world's turning on Gypsy Rose Blanchard, okay? Which is so interesting, you know? Like, my friend Tawny Jean, she always says to me that you can change your opinion at a moment's notice. You know, and you can, true. Has that ever happened to you? Where, like, you cannot stand a food for your entire life, and then finally you eat it? Maybe because you're at somebody's house, and they made it, and you don't really like it, but you're like, I'm going to try a little bit of it because I feel bad. And then you try it, and you're like, damn. Ketchup and mayonnaise together is really good. No, but that is true, okay? Listen, I'm the condiment queen. Don't fuck with me. That's 6 swears, okay? Don't. Okay, I'm the condiment queen, okay? Ranch dressing is always #1, okay? Honey mustard, I die for. There's like a bunch of mustards. I love the mustard family, okay? And then I do love a good ketchup, okay? But ketchup and mayonnaise together, oh my God. The only condiment that I cannot stand is Miracle Whip or tartar sauce, okay? Those are like the 2 that I don't eat fish. I cannot stand tartar sauce. I cannot stand the smell of it, okay? And I cannot stand, what do you call it? Shoot. Well, I can't think of it. Oh, Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip is nasty, okay? Nasty. Come for me. I don't care, okay? I don't know. Send me a bunch of hate over Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip is nasty, okay? But I'll tell you what is not nasty is from the White Castle, which we call White Castile. Okay, White Castle has an Impossible slider, okay, which is fantastic, by the way. I haven't had it in months. I actually haven't probably had it in a year or 2. But the Impossible slider, okay, and then they have them onion chips and things there. Have you ever had that zesty sauce with the onion chips at White Castile? If you have never had White Castles or Crystals, if you're in the South, Crystals, first of all, their onion chips are chef's kiss, okay? Their fries are fantastic. They're basically just crinkle fries, but smaller. I love the White Castle, okay? I know, people are like, you only eat the White Castle when you're drunk. I've been drunk for 29 years, okay? Over that at this point. But trust me, I've had White Castles a lot. I love White Castles. Crystals are not really the same. Crystals are kind of like a bad imitation of White Castles. White Castles are the real deal. But anyway, what was I talking about? Okay, so how did I get to that? Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the world's... Oh, my friend Tawny Jean. Was I talking about how my friend Tawny Jean, like, she's always wanting to go to White Castle and she gets her husband 3? She gets 3 and he gets 3 and then she gets some fries for him and then they share a Coke. What is that order at White Castle? No, baby, you get a crave case, okay? You get a crave case all day long. My friend Tawny Jean is the only person that can go through White Castle and get, like, one regular White Castle slider, okay? A regular French fry, which comes in a little box, and a small Coke. I'm like, girl, what is that? She's like, it's the daily deal #1. I'm like, no, you need a crave case, okay? You need a crave case all day long. I don't even know what that is. So anyway, what was I talking about? You can change your opinion at a moment's notice. Gypsy Rose Blanchard. How did I get talking about mayonnaise and ketchup? It doesn't matter. But anyway, whatever I was talking about, whatever tangent I went on, that is lost forever. Have I even had a sip of this Diet Coke yet? I need to. So, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, was she on Caged Women? Is that how she met her boyfriend or her husband? It's her husband, isn't it? Mr. and Mrs. Blanchard. Okay, he's got all them women hitting him up in his DMs. You think? Let me just tell you something right now, okay? I've been on the YouTubes for, what, 7.5 years at this point? Oh, speaking of this, there is something I need to say. You know who hits me up on the DMs? With sexual innuendos and dirty pictures and things like that, wanting to date me? Nobody. Nobody has hit me up, okay? I don't think in 7.5 years I have ever, like, once gotten, like, you know, whatever. Now, they use my pictures, okay, for sugardaddy.com and on the Facebook. Every single day, I get people who are like, oh, another fake account. I done stopped worrying about it. Twitter won't do anything about it. Instagram won't do anything about it. Facebook won't do anything about it. There's no reason. People are like, you need to fight this. This is really... I'm like, what do you want me to do? I give up, okay? But I'm just going to say, here's the deal, okay? When you tag somebody, and I'm not talking about like when somebody like is watching one of my videos and their dog's on the end of the bed or their cat or whatever, and they're like, you know, my cat, you know, black cat or whatever, she loves your video so much. I think that is so sweet when people tag me in that stuff. Or people tag me in drama that's going on or whatever. Like, I live for all that kind of stuff, okay? But when you have belief systems about the world, and you have no clue whether I feel very strongly about that, you have no idea what my take is on those things, okay? I think that we know on this channel that unless it gets serious about the topic that I'm talking about, okay, I'm not CNN over here, all right? I think we know that. I'm not CNN, okay? I'm not an investigative journalist. I've never claimed to be that, all right? And you're tagging me when you could be tagging YouTubers that have 50 million subscribers, and you're tagging me 4 to 5, 6 times, 3 times a day, okay, on Instagram, threatening to unfollow me if I don't shout out your cause, okay? Which you don't know that I don't take seriously. You don't know what I'm talking about with that in my personal life, okay? And you like have said you'll unfollow me, which you unfollowed me, but you continue to tag myself, okay? You've continued to tag other people, all right? I've never interacted with you, okay? And you continue to do it over and over and over again. Now, I will tell you, because I said that you share your face, okay, that I respect that to some degree, all right? I think when you are tagging somebody 3 to 5 times a day, okay, and it's myself, Adam McIntyre, and another person that are tagged 3 to 5 times a day on this person's post, okay? Now they're tagging like Jeffree Star Cosmetics and things like that. So they must have been blocked by Jeffree Star. Now the reason why I haven't blocked them yet is because they also were tagging Dustin Daly. And I noticed, Dustin wasn't even aware of this because he'd blocked them with quickness, okay? But after he blocked them, they then tagged all of us and said we needed to come collect our friend for blocking them, okay? But I'm going to make this clear. As of January 16th of 2024, I've literally, for 3 to 4 months now, have put up with this, okay? So when y'all see this come out and say, Peter Monn blocked me, you need to come collect your friend, you don't need to come collect me, I'm doing just fine, okay? But when you are tagging somebody 3 to 4 times a day in something, okay? And listen, I've been tagged in a lot of things through the years, okay? A lot of people have educated me on things that I was not aware of. I appreciate that. If you want to send me a message and educate me on something or whatever, but I'm not CNN, okay? I'm never going to be CNN on this channel. That's not what this is about, okay? I just want to make that very, very clear, all right? So when I talk about serious issues over here, I bring seriousness to it, okay? But when you're going to continue to tag me on this 3 to 4 months, 5 months in a row, as well as other people, if they don't want to stand up and say anything because they got you muted, I had you muted, you continue to tag me in this stuff, okay? What I'm going to say is it's borderline harassment at this point, all right? So I'm going to block you, and I'm going to block anybody else that does it to me as well, about whatever issue, about whatever personal thing you got going on in your life, however big, however small it is. If you continue to tag me in something, okay, I can't even go into my mentions of my Instagram, because when I do and I flip on this thing, this person messages me and says, I see that you saw so I can't even look at my mentions. I haven't looked at my mentions in weeks. And last night I was like, fuck this, I'm done, okay? You're blocked, I'm done. In fact, let's just go in here right now. I'm sure that they have probably tagged me in something today, okay? Let's look it up and see if they've tagged me in something today. Oh, yep, here they have. They tagged me in something today at 2:48 p.m. Okay, so here, I am blocking you as of, what time is it? 4:08 p.m. Okay, let's go in here and block account. All right, so I just want to make that clear. In the future, and I will say this, I said this going into 2024, I am not going to be afraid of blocking people and whatever. For a long time, I was like, give people their voice, let them say what they want to say. You know, once or twice, say what you have to say. 3, 4 times, okay, maybe. 5, 6 times. But you know, like, you can say what you want to say and I don't have to hear it. I just want to make that clear, all right? I have started to learn that the block button is fantastic. And if you don't like what I have to say, feel free to block me too. All right, so let's talk about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I am now at like 40 minutes and I haven't even gotten to this gal yet. So I noticed I was seeing on Twitter, kind of like people are like putting up TikToks and things like that. This is just kind of like, I'm back and we need to talk about some things videos. But anyway, I was noticing that the tables are kind of turning on Miss Gypsy Rose. I mean, Gypsy got out of prison. She got her a husband. You know, she was doing good. She was writing books. She's got her social media accounts and all this kind of stuff. And everybody was lifting her up with love. And they were like, oh, Gypsy, we're so glad you're out of prison. We're so glad you're out of prison. We don't take murder seriously these days, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so I kind of was walking on eggshells about what I had to say in my video that I did, because I knew it wasn't a popular opinion, okay? So let me be very, very clear about how I feel. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to give you my full opinion, okay? Gypsy Rose Blanchard is not your best friend, first of all. And quite frankly, I wouldn't want her to be my best friend, okay? I wouldn't even want her to be my friend. Number 2, Gypsy Rose Blanchard is a public figure. Y'all don't know her, okay? You might feel for her, but you don't know her, okay? What's obvious to me about watching a lot of these TikToks, okay, from young people that are now changing their mind, is that they never did any research. They never knew anything about the story. They never looked into the story, because now they're coming out with these facts like, oh, Gypsy Rose Blanchard had social media the whole time that she was, had to think she met her boyfriend. She met him on social media. Oh, but you just learned that yesterday. So you've been singing out the praises of Gypsy Rose Blanchard for all these weeks now, not knowing anything about her story. You just knew that she had a really nasty mother, okay, and about the Munchausen by proxy and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's just, it's a part of the story. It's very, very sad, all right? It's very, very sad. I, as a person that have been sober for over 29 years, have been blessed to meet some of the most amazing people that are filled with grace and love, okay? People that were so afraid to have children because they had the worst childhood that you could ever imagine, okay? I'm talking about, you know, yes, like movies that we've seen, you know, skillets, hot skillets up to the side of the head when they were 4 years old, okay? I'm talking about SA on an unbelievable level like you have never seen, okay? I am talking about physical, emotional, SA, verbal, emotional neglect on a level that you have never seen or never heard, you know, that maybe kind of hinted to in the movie Precious, and yet she went on with her life, okay? And these people are so afraid to have kids because it has been so built into them that they are never going to be good parents because of what they went through. And they are fantastic parents today. They are fantastic citizens. They are fantastic workers. They are fantastic family members. They are fantastic spouses or partners. They are fantastic friends. They are people of service today, and they are giving back to the world around them, okay? They didn't murder anybody through it, and I'm not saying that I don't feel bad for what Gypsy Rose Blanchard went through as a child. I feel horrible for her, okay? I don't think she deserved anything that she went through, all right? You know, and now these people are coming out. But what I will say, before I get into this, okay, is that I don't know that I think the only answer to that is murder, all right? I am not somebody that advocates violence. I've made that very, very clear in videos of mine. I'm not somebody that advocates violence. Period, end of story. I just don't like it. I don't like violence. I don't like guns. I don't like that. I don't like fighting. I don't like any of that, right? So I'm not sure that the only go-to in that situation was having your boyfriend, you know, do this with your mother. I don't know that I feel like that was the only answer that Gypsy Rose Blanchard had, okay? I think one of the things to take in consideration was, because I'm going to talk about this with Natalia Grace, is that Gypsy Rose Blanchard was very young at the time and probably had the emotional development of about a 10-year-old, okay? I think that that's very clear to state. That being said, Gypsy Rose Blanchard probably still has a very, is lacking emotional development, all right? She can get it back, she can learn. But I don't know that I think that everybody in the world praising her for this, okay? And her not willing to talk about these things because people are asking her about her boyfriend, you know, that did this to her mom and whatever. And she won't address it. She just wants to address her new pretty life that she has out of prison. And I think that anybody deserves that, right? To, come out of prison. But, your fame and glory and everything that you got is over the story of your life that you went through by this horrific abuse that you suffered at the hands of your mother, okay? That then you chose to take such tragic action with. I think that people that are going to follow you and support you to some degree have a right to hear what you have to say about it now, right? In your book. And people are talking to me about this Lifetime thing where she came in and talked about it and stuff. Listen, I have been watching this case for a very long time, okay? The fact that people were coming in, they were like, did you know, when I made that video, they're like, did you know this? Did you know that? I'm like, yeah, I've been knowing that for years. How did you not know that? You're singing the praises to the people that are, okay? Because there are people out there that are singing the praises to Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And then you come out and you're so surprised about things like whatever. It's like, did you not know this all along? Okay, so you were uneducatedly supporting somebody. And it's not just about that. The thing is, the story of Gypsy Rose Blanchard is very complex, okay? Because now all these TikTokers that are her age are turning on her, all right? And they're saying, you don't deserve this fame and glory. I agree. I don't think she does, okay? I think she was engaged in something that was horrific. I think she did her time in prison, all right? I think let her go and live her life. Let her be free. Do I think that she needs to be the next celebrity TikToker getting endorsements from every brand in the world? No, I don't. I think that's weird, okay? I think if she wants to go on and live her life and be like, I did my time. Hey, listen, I served my time. And I want to just live my life out with my husband in Louisiana and do whatever, wherever she's from, that's fine. Live your life, okay? But do I think that she deserves a social media platform on the level that she's getting because of what she went through and that her mother died at that expense? I don't know. I feel like there were a lot of other options, you know? And then now people are saying that. People are like, well, when she was going to these doctors, she couldn't say something. You know, when she got home, she couldn't write letters. She had email. She had social media. She had a laptop. They're saying that now, right? I'm like, okay, we knew that. We knew that when the first series came out, right? When the first series came out. There's been 15 series about Gypsy Rose Blanchard at this point. We knew all that. Okay, why is it in January of 2024, all of you people that were singing her praises are now like, oh, I figured out Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Did you watch any of the shows? Or is it just that we live in a world where it's appropriate to not have your own opinion and you just go with what's ever the hottest thing in the world, okay? Yes, Gypsy Rose Blanchard had a lot of other options. She could have at any time contacted the police through social media, through her laptop. She could have written letters, okay? She could have done all this kind of stuff. I have to believe, all right? And no, I haven't watched the latest documentaries, okay? I don't know that I even want to. But I have to believe that with her emotional development at that point, that she was very, very scared to go against the only person that she knew in her life, her only caretaker, okay? The abuse on that level, when you look at it from that point of view, okay? That she's in this situation. It's like, you know, I saw this thing about abused shelter dogs, okay? That dogs that are raised and whatever. And I watched this whole thing, and they were talking about this one dog. They had, like, rescued, like, 100 dogs out of his house. It was basically a breeding house, right? And they showed this one dog that was, like, 2 years old, and the dog was just, like, shaking like crazy. It wasn't even cold in this house, and the dog was, like, it was cage upon cage upon cage, okay? And this guy said something that was in charge of this rescue. He said, these dogs are born into fear, and all they know in their entire life is fear, okay? And in that moment, like, everything changed for me. I was like, I cannot even imagine. I learned things in the most bizarre ways, okay? And I was like, I cannot even imagine being born into fear. And the only emotion, the only response that I have to the world is always fear. There are a lot of children that are born into fear, okay? Every single day, every single minute. For several different reasons. Not just abuse situations, okay? But because of where they're born in this world. All right, that all they ever know is fear, whether it's based on sensory issues of sound and things like that, of what's going on around them in the world, or lack of food, or lack of clean water, or lack of parents, or people die right after they're born, or whatever. People are born into fear all the time. My mother's father died when she was, I believe, 4 years old. She had such huge attachment and fear issues her entire life, okay? My mother's master's dissertation was in bereavement from small children when they lose a parent, because she had felt like her entire life was affected by the moment that her father had died, all right? There are children every day that are born into fear. I think we live in this world now where everybody can make a TikTok or an Instagram post or Instagram reel or a tweet, and it's really more about what gets the most popular thing, whatever. Have your opinion. Believe what you want to believe in. You have every right to that. Everybody has every right to that, no matter what age you are, okay? But before you believe what somebody puts in a TikTok or an Instagram post or Instagram story or even a YouTube video, don't just listen to my opinion. Go do your own research. Please do that, okay? But do your research, because there's a lot of factors in this whole Gypsy Rose Blanchard situation. You know, do I feel horrible for what happened to her as a child by her mother? Absolutely 100%. No human being deserves that, okay? Do I think that she was aware of what was going on? Sure, to some degree, I think she was. Do I think that she was emotionally developed, that she can conceptualize how grand it was? No, I don't think that she was. Do I think that what happened with the outcome of her mother was opportunity meeting desire? Absolutely 100%, because I think there were a lot of other outcomes that she could do. But you have to understand that this was a child that was living in fear. Part of that fear was probably the fact that, and I don't know, okay? But probably part of that fear was, this is the only person I've ever known in my entire life. I'm now meeting another person, her boyfriend, okay? That's giving me another answer to these things. What do? I don't want to lose the one person in my entire life, even if they have been this extraordinarily abusive to me. And it had to have been a very scary situation for Gypsy Rose Blanchard. When I watch interviews of her today, and I have watched quite a few of them, she still, to me, seems emotionally about the age of like a 12, 13, 14-year-old. So, with that being said, I'm not sure that we should be giving this much social media attention to somebody that has gone through such a living hell, okay? And has also been part of the tragic death of somebody out there. Like I said, I have witnessed friends of mine who have shared stories of, I mean, you think the story of Gypsy Rose Blanchard is bad? Let me tell you about stories of friends of mine, okay? That are sober longer than I have and lived through much worse hell than Natalia Grace, okay, and Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Precious and the whole 9 yards, okay? And they are still here today contributing positively to the world. They are good human beings. They are good parents. They are fantastic spouses and friends, and they are giving back to their community every single day. And they didn't have to be part of murdering somebody. So I don't think that that's the only answer, and I definitely don't think that we should be lifting somebody up for that. I think this is a broader discussion. If we're going to discuss it, we shouldn't just be like, oh yes, I'm so happy that you're out of prison, Jeffree Star. Okay, saying that to Gypsy Rose Blanchard, to your millions of people that are just going to listen to what you have to say. Okay, be happy that she's out of prison. Why do you need to make a spectacle out of it with you and Gina Cuny going to visit her so that you can ride on her coattails of her sudden fame? Okay, are you going to defend her when she's getting eaten alive? Because that's what's happening now. The tables are turning on Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And I don't even think that she has the wherewithal to understand what's going on. She's literally lived in prison since TikTok has started, okay? So do I think that she understands greatly the world of social media or how to handle it? No, I don't. Do I think that she was part of something horrific? Yes, I do. Do I think that she had a horrific childhood? Yes, absolutely, and she didn't deserve any of that. This is a broader conversation. This is a broader discussion than just giving this person this huge social media platform for her not understanding what goes along with it, for her being raised up and then torn back down. It's actually very, very cruel what people are doing. So before you're going to have an opinion on all this, and we're going to do all this kind of stuff, let's understand the story a little bit greater. That's why I do think it's important to talk about these things on a serious level, you know? But do I think that she deserves this? No. If she wants to go live her life, let her go live her life. She did her time. She did her time. Let her go live her life, you know? But if she's going to be on social media, maybe somebody out there, maybe Jeffree Star, you could lift her up and educate her since you're getting so much off of her name, okay? Maybe you could educate her on what goes along with social media and the trolls and the haters and the people that tag you and stuff and the people that send you DMs. I'm on a very small level. She's way surpassed me. And don't even come over here and say I'm jealous of that. I am nowhere jealous of anything to do with the life of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I don't want it. I am glad I didn't live through it. Hey, listen, you know, she made it through that. But let's look at the whole story in context, okay? Let's look at the whole story in context. Because I think that that's important. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please do not be jealous that Amy Slaton Halterman sent me a Christmas card and that she said, Merry Christmas, bish, on it. Because that was for me, not for you. Don't be jealous. Name them. Oh my God! How did I ever forget this? If you made it to the very last minute of this video at like 55 minutes, well, thank you, first of all. If you did, let's put a puppy dog face in the comment section below. A puppy dog. I don't care what kind. There's like 3, I think, on the emojis. Put a puppy dog face. But anyway, I am watching Now, you know I love Name 'em from Sutton's Track, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So I'm watching season 5 of Vanderpump Rules. I'm on like episode like 14 or 15 at this point, and Jax and Brittany, I love Brittany, she gets it, well, I do and I don't. Her and her mother and their conservative views, I don't know. I got some issues with that, but I'm going to talk about that on my reality TV channel. So anyway, so Jax says something about all these things that she doesn't do anything and whatever, and Brittany goes, name it. I was like, oh my God! Brittany is the original Sutton's Track, and nobody is giving her credit for it. Go back and I almost like screenshot it because I was like, I'm going to have to remember which episode it says, but I forgot. It's when they get back from the when they get back from Katie and Schwartz's double bachelorette party, which was a complete mess, by the way. But I already know what happens with them, and they're no longer together. But anyway, but Brittany goes, name it. I was like, oh my God! Name it, not name them. But it's very close, okay? So Brittany is the original Sutton's Track. So Sutton, you better check with Brittany before you make merch off that, okay? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.